You might be wondering, Hunter, why are you holding your cell phone up? It's because there's an optic behind this phone, and it's brand new from EoTech. This is the Vudu 3x9. This is like a medium power variable optic or something like that. It's so cool, it's so compact, it's literally the size of my cell phone. And it uses an ACOG mount, and we've got an eFlex mounted at 12 o'clock. But this is a very cool solution just to have that like ACOG-ish plus power. You know what I mean? Because the ACOGs are fixed power typically at 4. But this, you have a throw lever on it, you have illumination, yeah, you're just ready to go. But what's nice too is that they use all the different ACOG mounts, and it's not going to break the bank. The MSRP is not confirmed on this. They sent me this for this release, obviously, because today you're seeing a bunch of videos and pictures and posts and everything about it. EoTech did send me this for free, but they're not paying me, okay? I took no money. And I'm gonna give you my honest feedback on it. And my initial impressions out of the box is that it's cool. We're gonna shoot this a little bit. We've got it on the Wolverine from Desert Tech. This is the Micron configuration. Short barrel, we got the sci-6 can from CGS on it. Little Desert, I wish this was tan. EoTech, I just wanted a tan one. I'll probably rattle can it. But we're just keeping it fresh for the video because this is a product release type thing, right? So, yeah, that is the general purpose of this. It is a compact, medium variable power optic with a 12 o'clock mount for an eFlex on top. Now, some things that we're just going to talk about right off the bat is its second focal plane. Okay, I prefer first focal plane. I started with second focal plane when I first started shooting rifle, but I prefer first so I can choose any magnification level and have the same 0. But I get it, second focal plane is very common still, especially at the price point. This is rumored to be at $1,400. It could be plus or minus either way. That is just the number I heard floating around. It is not confirmed. It is not 100%, but it's gonna be right around that $1,400 price point. And I believe it does not come with the eFlex, but it does come with the mount. Don't quote me on that though, because I really don't know. I'm just here to shoot it and tell you guys what I think about it. So if you want one of those boring unboxing videos with a tabletop vertical shot of being like, this is the Vudu 3x9 and I'm bored, you can go watch one of those videos. But we're gonna shoot it. We're gonna run some drills with a bullpup rifle. But yeah, we're just gonna break it down. And you know what, maybe throughout the video I'll just sprinkle in some facts. But first things first, we need to do build drills. Let's go do build drills. All right, so we're just gonna rock some build drills, see how it goes. We're gonna be using the top dot for this. One thing that's cool about their ring too is that you can just move it around. So if you want a 45, you can do that. But for this gun, I just felt like a 45 silly. So let's rock and roll. Let's see if the timer picks up this can, because this gun sounds really, really good suppressed. I just whacked myself in the chin so hard. That was a 240, and I gotta account for my hold a little bit. We're gonna do it from low ready rather than on the belt. There we go, that was better. 170. Dude, this gun just rips. My hits are not great though, guys. All right. 163, that's better. So one thing on the Micron is that like this thing is like the worst design for a foregrip. It just like moves. And when I'm building torque, it just feels weird. And you can see how big these groups open up compared to like when I'm shooting like an AR or something. But this was 3 build drills. The first one was down here. Second one was up here. Third one was over here. Just trying to get used to that hold. We did like a super rough 0 right before we filmed this, but again, it's a little bit awkward with how high this is, because when I'm building my, fuck am I trying to say? One thing that's a little awkward with this mount and the 12 o'clock is how high it is on this gun, where, I mean, I'm basically putting the bottom of my chin on the gun to see the dot. So this to me is not stable compared to getting my cheek down in here. We're gonna do some build drills on 3 power on the other target, and we're gonna see if it's a little bit tighter. Okay, it also just might be how much this gun is moving. Let's try that again. That was a 176. $190. 172. A little gassy. I just got a big mouthful of gas, but honestly, just getting that nice cheek mount on here is allowing us to tighten up this group significantly. This is my very first shot. So that little guy, don't worry about that little guy. But what's cool about this is that we have 3 power to 9 power in such a small thing. So we're gonna push this thing out to some distance. We got 3 targets, the farthest being 318, the other 2 are a little bit closer. We've got one at 40, one at about like 60 or 70. We're gonna try it freehand first at 3 power and see how it goes. Hello? Yeah, that money's calling. I got a name for you. Benjamin Franklin. You could win 10 of these bad boys with the public belt bounty. What's the public belt bounty, you might ask? I'm gonna fly 2 subscribers out to Tucson, Arizona at the beginning of this year to compete for $1,000 cash for an all expenses paid trip to shoot on the range with me and one other subscriber to go head to head and see who is the better pistol shooter. Okay, so January 20th, my website will have the details on how you can enter to do that. You'll need to go to my website, follow the rules, you'll need to subscribe to the channel. You'll have multiple entries how you can enter, and then you also have to own a belt, but it could be a belt from 2.5 years ago, it could be a belt from today. But when you are selected, you need to prove ownership of the belt. And I'll select 2 random people to come to Tucson, Arizona to compete head to head for cold, hard cash, but it's gonna be singles. So it's gonna be George Washington instead of Ben Franklin, because it just like, it looks better. It looks better on camera. We're here for the people, it's fun. Big stack of singles. Just like we've done for the competitions throughout 2024, where I gave away $7,000 in cash last year to shooters competing from belt at different area matches and nationals throughout the country. So this year I'm expanding it to everybody. You don't have to be a competition shooter to win the cash. You just have to enjoy this content, and you just have to be a supporting patron of belt. If you're a belt enjoyer and you like this YouTube channel, it'll be very easy for you to enter, and we'll pick someone at the beginning of the year. All information will be live on January 20th. Let's get back to the video. Here's the 40. Nice, okay, here's the 70-ish. Nice. All right, 318. Hit. Hit. All right, two hits out of 4. Not bad, but what's nice about this, I can crank this up, and I bet this is gonna help me aim quite a bit. Where did it go? There it is. Hit. Oh, miss. Hit. Oh my God, I'm moving. Do it on here, 318. Oh wait, how am I supposed to do this? This comes out, new mag comes in, there we go. There's some wind coming in, and we're just using 55 grain PMC bronze. It's not the best for shooting long, but we get the job done. All right, 3 in a row, 318, no problem. The eye box on this is pretty good. You know, it's not quite the same as like a big 34 mil tube LPVO, but it's still good. It's not anything to write home about, but like you can get the job done. 3 power is nice and big. I can see that paper just fine coming up into it, and there's no really like adjustments or parallax that I'm having to fight. Just when you zoom in on the second focal plane, especially at 9 power, it gets smaller, so I gotta push in a little bit. This might even would have been better just like 1 or 2 notches back on the gun, but it does have illumination in it. It's got 10 different settings with off positions in between, and it takes a 2032 battery. Super convenient. And then we've got we got turrets that have some caps on it, so you can so it's covered. You're not going to knock it or bump it or anything like that. And it's quarter MOA adjustments. But we got to talk about this reticle. It's called the HC1. Okay, it does not stand for Hunter Constantine, and I do not endorse this reticle. I was hoping it was going to be just something a little bit less busy. They're really thick lines, they're really thick hash marks. We'll have it pop up on screen right here. And as you can see, it's just like a big cross with the hash marks. And now you can get your dope for these hash marks and it will work, but I just think it's loud. Like, I want thinner lines for a 9-power optic, especially if it's on something like 223 caliber carbine or something like that. Especially with the illumination, part of the entire cross illuminates rather than just having a dot in the middle. And I would have preferred just having a center dot illumination for some faster acquisitions, just because it can get a little bit distracting. It's a little bright right now. It's not quite daylight bright either. I mean, like, the sun's setting right now, so we've got the sun coming right into the gun, but there's just like a slight red tint rather than like a bright dot that you might find on some of the other optics on the market, or like a fiber optic ACOG or something like that. But again, I think they're heading in the right direction for something innovative and cool, because it's just different. I haven't seen anything like this on the market before, where it is a compact 3x9. So let's rip some stats on this. The overall length of this is 6.8 inches, which is probably twice the size you guys are used to dealing with at home. Am I right? Just having the availability to like come down to 3 power for a closer target, and then cranking up to 9 to go to something farther. Is super helpful, especially if you have bad eyesight like me. Believe it or not, my eyes suck. But I like having the most magnification possible. That's why I shoot an LPVO for multi-gun, like 2-gun and 3-gun. I like having the extra mag for steel. So I know a lot of top shooters like Kyle Litzy or like AJ Anthony. Those guys will shoot this 300-yard target on like 2 or 3 power and be fine. And they have like eagle vision and they can just place their shots exactly where they want to. But for guys that have the vision of like a pigeon or something, actually pigeons probably have good eyesight too. Like the eyesight of like a chipmunk, having the extra magnification helps a lot. And I think on like a little compact gun like this, it's ideal. Or even like a hunting application too, I think would be nice. And I was debating if this was going to go on my lever gun or if this was going to go on the Micron, but I think it just like fits nicely on here and just like looks very sick. Am I right? So we're just going to go ahead and run some rifle drills and just kind of see how it goes and put it through its paces instead of just some of the slow fire stuff. All right, we're going to do a modified MXAD drill. Our paper is at about 15 yards, steels at 50. So what we're going to do is we are going to start from a low ready, come up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, come down to the 3 power, and then bang the 2 on the steel and see if that transition from red dot to magnified optic helps us get those hits. All right, that was slow. It was a 469. Let's try it again. Fuck. Oh God. I don't know how to work this gun. 1006. That was better. That was a 356. See if we can push it a little bit. Yeah, that was a good split back there. That was a 304. Okay, one more for good measure. Woo! 273. So we're running it. Definitely the hits are going to be scattered between the Alpha and the Charlie, just with how much this gun is moving. But if we're talking about neutralizing a target, I'm pretty happy with it. So not the best spread, but we're pushing the speed on it. And just based on this kind of like shot pattern, I think the E-Flex might be favoring right a little bit. Because I was holding the dot at the top of the A zone right here, and they're grouping kind of low right. So we're getting just like a pattern of what it looks like. But going from the E-Flex to the 3-power definitely helps me feel a little bit more confident on that steel. We could probably bang the steel with the red dot back there, but just getting that nice solid mount with my cheek pressed up against the stock of the gun helps significantly with getting follow-up shots, especially when you're ripping 2 shots. That was a 0.3 split at 50. So let's do a little experiment. Let's see how fast we can double some of these targets with the red dot and the magnification. So probably a little bit closer. Let's go back. All right, so we got a 50-yard C-zone steel. We're just gonna see how fast we can double it. Timer's not really gonna matter here. That was 2. That was a 19. All right, that was 2. That was a 20. But, I mean, that was 2 out of 5 doubles on it where we're getting hits. So let's check the 3-power now. That was 2 for a 19. 2 for an 18. All right, so just shooting some doubles on the targets. I noticed that I had more movement in the red dot on this 12 o'clock mount on the gun just because my connection wasn't built as well. So I was watching that red dot move a lot more. And with building my cheek on the stock on the 3-power, I was able to tighten up in like the first 2 reps of doubles. We shot around the same speed, a little bit faster, but they were a lot more consistent, which is what you want when you're shooting a rifle. So we got our 3 big pieces of steel up. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna see times to get a hit on each of the targets. So we've got, from where we're standing right now, about 70 yards, 318, and then 50 yards. And we're just gonna go timer. I'm gonna use 3-power first and see what the hits are. And then we're going to zoom into 9 for the far target and zoom out again for the 50 and see what that looks like. Oh, where'd it go? All right. This is a 1299. My trigger wasn't resetting.
I heard that.
What are you doing, Desert Tech? All right, now we're gonna try it zooming in. .765. Huge improvement. Honestly, again, with the bad eyesight, just zooming into the far target helps quite a bit. Just so I can confirm where my hold needs to be on the target. And for this one right now, I'm holding center dot at the head to get a nice torso hit in the body. And we're just fighting the sun. It's coming right into the reticle, which is just something maybe to note about when shooting, you know, because when we're going at speed, I had to lower this hat. But again, we're getting hits all the way up to 318. No problem, freehand with a little tiny gun like this. I wonder if this gun's bumpable. All right, we're back at 400 yards. We're gonna see if we can get some hits at 9-power. Oh, just off. There it is. There it is. There it is. Okay, 3 hits. And keep in mind, guys, this is an 11.5 barrel with a can shooting 55 grain ammo. So not optimal for shooting distance. And we just got this gun screaming hot, mag dumping out of it. Let's see if we can get just a couple more, whatever's left in this mag. Oh, I pulled that guy. Hit. Hit. That's it. Not walking back today either. I don't know what's going on. All right, so we got some at 400. Let's walk it back to 5 and see what happens. All right, 500 yards. Look how far away that is. We're shooting just at the base of that mountain, basically. And let's see if we can get a hit or two at 500 with these 55s. That would help. Killed in the streets. Hit. Hit. Oh, just high. Hit. 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 There we go. 3 in a row. It was just my wind call, actually. I needed to hold just right of the target, and we were able to get some of those hits at 500 yards. And for whatever reason, the flashbang that lights up the target is no longer on. These close ones should be at about 200. Yeah, let's see. No problem. No problem. Let's walk it back and just push this gun and see what we can do. I would love if this had a proper rail with like some Arca on it or something. But these Death Grip tripods are only like 80 bucks. And they get the job done for something like this rather than having to spend a few hundred on something big. Oh my gosh, this is so small. Oh! This is like a 700-ish yard hit. But that took a lot of guess checking. Since that reticle is just across, I'm holding that target in like no man's land in my reticle. So there's a fat hash, which I think is number 6 on it. And I'm putting that fat hash, left edge of the fat hash on the target, then moving it off about half that length and just like hoping for the best, keeping it steady. Let's see if we can get one more. I can't even hear it. All I'm seeing is the dust. And so like there's a different report when I hit the steel. There's like a line of dust that comes up. And if I miss, it's just like a point and then a plume. Hell yeah. Guys will see this and say, hell yeah, because, I mean, if you told me to point out that target with my naked eye right now, I couldn't do it at all. But at 9 power, I can see it clear as day, get my holds dialed in, and just get that hit. So now we're gonna do a nice little time lapse, and we're gonna walk all the way back to the truck. Let's go. We also just got an accurate round or step count of where we were at. It wasn't quite 700. It was 686 paces. We lazed this at 318, but paced out wise, just under 7, but still not too shabba-labba ding-dong for such a small compact package on such a small compact package, which you guys are probably used to playing with at home. A small compact package. All right, so here it is, the EoTech Vudu 3x9 second focal plane, a compact variable optic option from EoTech. I think it's cool. I would like to see them come out with a first focal plane. They have first focal plane on their other Vudu line, so I would imagine this is probably the first one coming out, and maybe we'll see a first focal plane in the future. I'd also like to see tan because it would match my gun better, and you only shoot as good as you look. So if your gun looks cool, you should shoot better. Unless you're on those Facebook flex groups, then most of you guys can't shoot at all besides the LMT Supreme Leader, Kevin. He can shoot and he can flex, but this is the EoTech. So pretty cool, new for SHOT Show this year, 2025. They should be available very soon to you guys. And I hope you enjoyed the video. We're gonna be shooting more rifles and just having some fun with it. So check it out, cell phone size optic, and yeah, very cool. Thumbs up, buy a belt, support the channel.